Good morning, everyone. We're coming at you today from the Celebrity Equinox cruise ship. First time we've ever been on Celebrity, and it's been pretty fun. It's going to show you all around the ship in this video, share our thoughts. We're going to go to all the different bars and restaurants, public areas, the theater, show you what our stateroom looks like. And we're starting here on the pool deck, and I really like the pool deck here because they have this big pop fountain, which is something you'd see in like theme parks or upscale malls, that kind of thing. And the fountains will come and dance around and play to, they don't play to music, they just sort of play to different patterns and things like that. Of course, now that I'm showing it and zooming in, they're not really doing their thing. There they go. One thing I found disappointing is that they have a really cool LED package on them, but it hasn't been turned on at all in the evenings. It's been kind of cold as we're cruising in January.
Well, and also that's their dance floor for the pool parties.
Yeah.
Like they turn it off and that becomes the dance floor.
Yep. This is your pool deck area. It's a very, very pretty pool deck area. Very kind of upscale. There have been some bands and activities on here, but most of the time it's more relaxing and you could sort of take a nap to fit in with the older clientele they have here on Celebrity. One thing I love is these lounge, like these buddy pod lounge chairs in between the beams. Those are the high demand kind of spots for the pool deck. But they do have a good number of hot tubs and pools, that kind of thing. I'm not a big swimmer on the cruise ship, so I have not jumped in the water.
It's also kind of chilly.
Yeah, it's not great pool weather. Now it's not bad with the sun out, but when that sun goes behind that cloud in about another minute, it's gonna get about 10 degrees colder. Right behind me is the masked grill where all these people are in line to get, and this serves, I think it's from about 11 till about 6, and they serve burgers and hot dogs and things like that. Also a good selection of beers, so if the pool bars have a long line, you come up here to the masked grill and get yourself a drink without a long line.
And you can get bacon by itself.
And you can get bacon by itself, so if you just happen to be day drunk and really craving bacon, you can get bacon. Oh, there's the fountain doing its thing. Alrighty, so this is the pool area. I'll show you a little bit more about the pool area in a bit. Right now I'm on the back of the ship on deck 15 at what's called the Lawn Club, where they have different games and things like that. Also home to the Sunset Bar, which is a bar they play like acoustic music in the evenings and gives you this great view because you're on deck 15, you look out over the ocean, and it's a really kind of relaxing place. I mean, the view is stunning. Also from the Sunset Bar, in between deck 15 and deck 14 in the back of the ship is this one little area for tables. So Sunset Bar is right behind me. And that's like the seat you want. We had breakfast there this morning. That's one of my favorite spots on the whole ship. It's kind of private. Also, smoking side is the port side, non-smoking side is the starboard side. I'm a simple guy, so I always remember which one's which. Port, P-O-R-T, 4 letters, L-E-F-T, 4 letters. Port left, starboard right. Starboard doesn't have a fun thing to go with it. But here we are on deck 15. So I like these planters up here on deck 15 as they remind me of something out of like Super Mario Brothers. So up here in the Lawn Club, they have different games you can play. So you can play like ladder toss or beanbag toss. They have croquet and bocce ball and a putting green. But really the star of the show is something they do on Sea Day, and that is the Corning Museum of Hot Glass show. Let's go to a clip of that right now. One of the neater things, something you would see on only 3 cruise ships in the world, and they're all on this Celebrity cruise line.
Based on this move, so you can watch with her, right? She sees as the glass starts to collapse, she turns a little bit faster.
Material consumption for fuel thereafter. So yeah, yes, ma'am. What's up? Oh yeah! Alright, so we have these 3 air vents. Hottest place in the world once you start going up to the equator, and honestly usually in the Caribbean here on the Equinox and on the Eclipse, because we're only on 3 ships in the whole wide world. We're on the Solstice, Equinox, Eclipse.
So we're back at the Sunset Bar, and I love this. It's not like they don't have menus up here. They had menus on day 1, they don't have menus now, but apparently a Corona Rita is included with your premium beverage plan. Like, that's pretty fun. Over here now, checking out the solarium area, which is an adults-only area on the pool, on the pool deck. It's also very crowded as there is. It's not the hottest right now, and it gets breezy at some points in time. But again, I talked about my love of fountains earlier, and they have another very cool fountain here. Again, it's not doing it right now, but those streams of water that feel like the hoop kind of things, they do move, and at night it's really cool. So I'm hoping we're gonna come back at night if we don't drink too much and forget. But if you don't mind the smell of like an indoor pool, then the solarium is probably a neat place for you.
Stuffy though, too.
Yeah. There they go. They're doing the dancing thing. I like that. I can have a drink and just watch that.
I like the solar panels too. That's
yes.
unique.
So in the solarium is the Aqua Spa Cafe, which is home to, you know, like fresh juices, smoothies, and a couple of healthier options for the lunchtime section, salads and things like that. This is not really food for me, but it's food for, you know, other people. And it's a good option, especially right next to the spa. Molly's going a bit, or she's trying. What are you trying? What is that? Greeny pasta salad-y thing?
Yeah, I think it's pasta pesto with...
That might not be bad.
I don't know.
So right next to the pool deck is the Slush Bar, which is fantastic. It is a frozen drink specialty bar. And guys, they have some of the best frozen drinks I've had anywhere. Because they use a lot of weird ingredients and fun ingredients. So you'll have like fruit mixed in with your frozen drink. There's a drink with an Oreo cookie mixed in with it. It's a very, very fancy. All the drinks have like 4 or 5 different ingredients, and it's wonderful. I think the mint cookie has been both of our favorite. Godiva chocolate liqueur, peppermint schnapps, and actual Oreo cookie, whipped cream, chocolate shavings. It's fantastic. These drinks are $12. Get the premium beverage plan, it's included. I'm drinking the ginger blackberry mojito, and Molly, you have the
Golden coconut.
golden coconut. And what is the golden coconut?
Bacardi Gold rum and coconut cream.
There we go. So you don't get that doesn't sound very fancy, but I love this bar. I can't wait. We had one drink here every day, and I think we have to come back to get at least one more today.
I like it that it's not your typical.
It is not. No, it's not pina
coladas,
daiquiri.
daiquiris.
It's crazy stuff, and I've had the spiked grass slush, very good.
The cocoa berry Rita. Sweet tart.
I got the blackberry ginger mojito right now.
The guava.
Yeah, exactly. We've had most of the menu. Sweet tart was good, so love the slush bar. Here in Deck 12, you get the giant spa section of the fitness center. I don't know a whole lot about this kind of thing. We're not really spa people, but they have a really nice salon and a barber shop and steam rooms and all sorts of stuff. So if you're a spa person, it's a very, very nice ship for that kind of thing. So one thing I would tell you as a pro tip on the Celebrity Equinox here is that on Deck 12, which is their spa deck and their fitness center deck, they have this great giant gym and lots of different spa features. Like when I'm at home, I'll go to the gym every day. When I'm here on vacation, I don't go to the gym. It's just not my thing. I think if I was on like a 2-week cruise, I would. But the pro tip is that there is a deck out here where you have to walk through the gym to get here. And it's amazing because you could go like sail away. I think there was like 2 other people over here with us. And if you were up on Lido deck, you know, it's slammed with people.
You couldn't get a railing.
Exactly. Like, and here we were down here by ourselves, and it's very, very peaceful. So if you're sailing into a port or sailing away from a port, I would definitely recommend coming in here. And they don't have a problem with you bringing your drinks through the gym either. If you just tell them like, hey, I'm just going to the deck to watch sail away and that kind of thing. So the pro tip, Deck 12 forward, walk through the gym, and you got a great spot for sail away and a great spot to be sort of semi-private on a ship with like 3,000 people, which is not easy to do unless you're on your balcony. This is much larger than your balcony. So if anybody knows what this stuff is, let me know. We're on the Deck 7 forward, the private area where you can sort of just come out here and relax and watch sail away. We got a whole bunch of like NASA machinery. What is this? I don't know. Somebody let me know in the comment section below. I'm intrigued. Guys, right now we're here in the Equinox Theater, which is the big, giant performance theater on the ship. 3 levels. It's big. So far, we're about to see our 3rd show on the ship. The first night, now this cruise ship does not normally do 3-night cruises, and that's what we're seeing while we're here. So the first night we saw a comedian juggler who was fantastic. The second night we saw Topper, which is their big giant production show with singers and dancers, acrobats, props, giant costumes, that kind of thing. And it was interesting because it was clearly like the pop music songs of about 5 years ago.
Yeah. Which doesn't fit the clientele.
No, like it was fine for us because we're, you know, I myself, I'm 32, so like for me it was cool. The average age on this ship is probably 48, so it probably did not match up with them as much as it matched up with us. But I still enjoyed it. Plus, I like anything that has trippy costumes. It was very like Alice in Wonderland-y and steampunky, or sort of like parts of it I thought about like the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, like the Nightman and the Dayman. At some of it totally came across as Nightman and Dayman. But I've enjoyed the theater shows. I like the 2 we've seen so far.
I do have to say it fills up. So.
It does. This crowd on the celebrity ships, they like their shows. But still, like this one, not quite as crowded. But if you want a good seat on the lower level, definitely get here 20 minutes early. And that is the theater. Here we are in the Silhouette dining room, which is the main dining room on the ship. If you're not a aqua class guest or a suite class guest, this is where you would have your dinners. And if you do a fixed time dining, you're going to be on the lower level. If you do anytime dining, you're going to be on the upper level. And food was good. I wouldn't say the food was great or outstanding. It's weird because like everything looked really, really pretty.
The presentation was very
Presentation was great. Taste was kind of average cruise ship food. Like better than Carnival cruise ship food, but not as good as Disney or Royal Caribbean as far as like main dining room food goes. But it was still good food.
And it looked amazing.
It did. It looked fantastic. The dining room itself, a little on the bland side for what is a really pretty ship.
The wine selling is cool.
Yeah, the wine base kind of thing is cool. If you could see it, like we had 3 tables where we really could not see the main part of the room at all. So main dining room. One thing I think, drink service very quickly. Sometimes you order your beverage, it gets there in a half an hour. Drink service in here has been pretty quick, so that's been good. And food's been good, not great. That's kind of our review of the main dining room here. A couple of interesting things here, especially if you're one of the older cruisers, is here on deck 10 they have a giant 2-story library. So if you want to relax and read books, they've got a whole bunch of books.
I like the fact that you don't chuck it out and it's on the honor system.
Exactly. Now what's been considerably popular all ship long is the card room for all the old people who love playing bridge and all that kind of stuff.
Well, they also have board games like Scrabble.
I saw kids playing like Nintendo. I saw kids playing Nintendo Monopoly, and I'm like, oh, that looks pretty fun.
Yeah, they have board games too.
Yeah,
cool. But
it's mostly old people playing bridge.
And every table is always taken.
Yeah, and you can also see the floating tree. Here we have the lobby of the Celebrity Equinox, and it's not a giant lobby, but it's a very pretty lobby. You also have these great glass elevators that go all the way up. This is the main elevator section. There's only 2 areas where you can get elevators. This is one of them, and there's another one by the back of the ship. But the lobby is very nice, very clean. I love how they have like the big bridge areas over the lobby and stuff like that. Lobby is really not used for much. They have bands playing in the evening, but they don't really do activities in the lobby.
Pre-dancing,
pre-dinner dancing, and that's about it.
Between shows dancing.
So on the Equinox, there's 2 different levels of shops. Here we are on deck 5, and you have your fancier shops, your designer jewelry, and your Michael Kors, that kind of thing. And it's very much more upscale and that kind of thing, which goes along your watch stores and stuff like that. And it feels like a high-class mall, very much like a mall in Millennia back home. You also have your art galleries up here. So this is I would say a little bit more on the fancy side. You go downstairs and you get your liquor shop where like we bought 4 for $40 bottles of Bacardi flavors and things like that. You get that on deck 4. You also get we bought a ship order. Who am I? I burped up that mint cookie drink, which is fantastic. But so we bought like our ship ornament and your celebrity branded stuff. That's all on deck 4. On deck 5, it's Michael Kors and fancy.
And pictures.
And pictures. Which I thought would be a bigger deal, and have not been, but fancy stuff on deck 5. On deck 4, it's home to the casino and some shops. This is your more normal cruise ship shop, so your liquor shop, which I love, that's the one I hit up every time. Casino's going to be over there. You're not really supposed to film in the casino, so I'm not going to. And you also have your celebrity logo gear, as well as there's a little bit of fancier stuff as you move on, but those are the 2 shops, the Equinox shop and the other one that I really like.
The liquor?
The liquor, yeah.
I do have to say their casino, very small compared to what I thought.
It is. It's not what you would think it would be. And at the same time, one huge thing I really like about the casino here is there's no smoking in the casino. And a lot of the cruise ships you go on there, and I wouldn't mind gambling, but I do not want to sit and smoke. And here you do not get that, and that's really, really nice.
I know.
We are now currently at my favorite bar on the entire cruise ship, and that is the Martini Bar. You get these giant martinis in a cool atmosphere. They normally play kind of fun music. I love the bar itself is like coated in ice. So if you've been to like Wild Arctic at SeaWorld or something like that, it's the same kind of thing. Their menu is very, very large. Again, if you have the premium beverage plan, all of this is included except for like one, because they're all about $12 and the premium plan includes that. Big things I like about this, their dessert martinis, especially those two there, fantastic. The bartenders are probably the most skilled bartenders on the ship. They do the flair competition stuff. So if you sit at the bar, you get this really cool kind of you get the show, you get the ice. And then if you eat, you want to relax and drink like over there, it's kind of like you're drinking in the movie Frozen, which is also weird, but kind of fun. Greetings from the Gastro Park here on Deck 4. It's a really cool spot. This is sort of their pub. If you want to watch sports, this is your place for you. And two things I love about this bar, three things. Couches, absurdly comfortable. And then their menu is fantastic. Here we have the Gastro Bar. I'm going to open it up for you guys. First of all, look at that beer list. To have a beer list with like 35 different beers on it while you're at sea is amazing. A really great selection of lots of different types. Everything like one of my personal favorites. I love Dogfish Head. So they have a Dogfish Head 90-minute IPA. That's wonderful. And I just love that there's a bar here where you can sit down. You can sit down for 2 hours and just drink a whole bunch of beers that you've never had before. I think that's really wonderful. And their sip cocktail list is actually very strong. If you want a hurricane or a punch. I'm currently drinking a blueberry mule. And it's a really, really nice cocktail list. So again, this is a spot if you want to watch sports, if you're a beer lover, if you're on the beverage plan, it's a really good spot. Or if you just want a comfy couch to sit in, wonderful as well.
Interesting thing that they charge for food.
Yeah, that's the one downside.
They don't have free food, so beware. Your food looks great, but it does cost.
Yeah, so don't order food here, but drinks are fine. I don't even have food on my menu here.
Yes, you do. You're missing the page.
I'm missing the page. There it is. Yeah, like I saw somebody eating the charcuterie plate and it looks fantastic. But when there's so much free food on the ship, for me to pay extra for food, it would have to be really, really good. And like truffle fries, I would love to have truffle fries or beer cheese soup, but I don't really want to drop $6 on those, that kind of thing.
But the atmosphere is amazing.
Oh no, I imagine this place must be packed if there's like a good game on. Which there's not on our cruise. We're on a 3-night cruise, but like if we were on the next cruise after this, which would be like the NFC AFC Championship games, this would be like the go-to spot. It would be packed to the gills. Anyway, Gastro Park, good times. We're now joining you from the World Class Bar, which is the ship's it's fancy cocktail bar, handcrafted cocktails, really nice. A big menu. They've got about 10 or 12 different specialty cocktails in there. The second and third time, this is the one I don't like the idea of just having straight rum, but they have like smoked rum. They smoke right in front of you and stuff like that. To give you an idea what this bar is about. But again, most of it's covered by your beverage plan. It's fun. The bartender is very talented, and it's good. I liked my first cocktail, which had like, I think it didn't have eggs in it or something.
Yep, 1 egg, right?
And egg white in it. It was weird, but it was good. This time we got, Molly got some sort of a gin thing. I got a tequila thing, but just look at that. I mean, that is beautiful looking. Which is kind of what you want in a cocktail sometimes. Guys, right now we're coming at you from the Ocean View Cafe, which is the ship's buffet, which is great. We're going to show you what dinner looks like. We are not eating dinner on the buffet, but we want to show you what the buffet looks like for dinner because we want to show you what it looks like for like breakfast or lunch because those are more buffet meals, but it's just too busy to really, I mean, this is a 3,000 passenger ship with one buffet, so I didn't want to do that. One thing I love about the Ocean View here is the ice cream section. Look how good this looks.
Cherry vanilla.
Fantastic looking ice cream. And some of the flavors change out every day. So some of them are different depending on when you go.
And you can do your topping sprinkles.
Yep, toppings are good. Over here you have your pizza pasta station. which is, you know, it's okay. Not great, not the best cruise line pizza, not the worst cruise line pizza. But the fun thing about this is that it's open for all hours of the evening.
Until 1 a.m.
Okay, yes, but there's no line. What I really love is that make your own pasta is open at 1 a.m. And that guy's there. He's there.
Pizza, pasta, sir.
Exactly. And like, this is good drunk food. You get to pick your toppings, pick your type of pasta, pick your sauce at no line when you're coming back from the bars at like midnight is 100% fantastic. We've done this 2 nights in a row, and I can almost guarantee we're probably going to be back here in a little bit. Now, one good thing about this is you always look at the top and you can tell, like, okay, which section you're at. Like, this is the carvery where you got a fancy looking fish over here. Salmon. All right, so we're going to show you some dinner items. More grilled fish, beef stroganoff. Oh, what's down at the end? This looks good. Roast pork. So I think me and Molly are both in agreement on this. We've been on 14 different cruises. This is number 14. And they have had continually the strongest buffets out of any of the cruise ships. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, all very strong.
I love how you go to Carnival or you go to Royal and there's the same items at each little section.
Yeah, like you might go through 2 sides of the buffet.
Yeah, this is all different sections no matter where you are. I mean, of course, you have 2 different dessert areas.
Yeah, but look at this dessert area. I mean, this is so good looking.
And it changes too.
Exactly, like none of the stuff we saw yesterday.
For yesterday, none of it was today.
I have no idea. Look at that giant dome strawberry cake. Looks fantastic. Oh my gosh. All right, you got a Caesar salad station where they'll toss you a Caesar salad based on your likings. And if you want a giant dead fish, apparently that's a thing. I really don't like seafood. All right, so now some of the stations do repeat. So we're back here, beef stroganoff, roast pork, that kind of thing. What the? Is this like a giant cheeseburger? Okay, so you got salmon, fish, turkey burgers, chicken burgers, beef burgers, or this giant burger? What? What? I don't even know what that is. It's crazy looking. But just the buffet station, it keeps going. There's all these different items. And you do have simpler stuff for kids. Like, if you want fine bacon, there's fine bacon. Hot dogs, frankfurters. Now, I'm guessing this cruise probably does a lot of cruises out of Asia, as there's always an Asian section on the buffet. So you've got, you know, a pork meatball, a beef stir fry, a grilled chicken. I am definitely having a pork meatball. And then look at this. Is this like more desserts over here?
Yep.
Oh my god, look at the chocolate volcano thing. Look at that. Look at that. You could eat that. It's so neat.
I like how these stations are, you know, different. You have your Indian, you have your carving, you had your Asia.
It's not the same like 4 items. Mm-hmm. Like over here, well, I'm not a big fan of Indian food. They have a huge selection of Indian food. And that's fantastic.
I love for breakfast, you have your American, you have your England, you have your poached eggs, you have your omelets.
Oh man, and my favorite thing is the make your own eggs Benedict station they have.
Yeah.
So you can get like 5 different types of egg Benedict. We're over here by the Mexican area.
Cheese empanadas.
Oh wow, ham and cheese empanadas. Look at this, quesadillas, beefadillas. So you got a buffet with an incredible selection. I mean, there's a whole other dessert area we haven't even seen yet. And I feel like we've been doing the buffet segment for like 7 minutes.
And we didn't go to the salad section or the bread section.
See, this combines 2 things I love. Raspberry and cheesecake into one thing I love. Like, that looks fantastic.
The chocolate cream puffs here.
Chocolate cream puffs were good. We had those earlier.
Yeah.
But overall, the buffet here, 14 cruises we've been on, this best buffet, breakfast, lunch, dinner, it is top notch. Now I'm gonna go get a pork meatball. Now the buffet is fantastic, but seating is it's always kind of tough to find a seat. So we like, if you come on in, if you're walking into the buffet on the left-hand side, the starboard side of the ship, there's like 2 tent tops that are both high top tables, and you get to sit here and watch this trippy stuff. And these are almost always open, so that's where I would recommend eating your meals. So one thing I really like about the buffet here on the Equinox is that in the buffet there is a bar. So you'll have waiter service coming around, they might check your drink order, or you can wander over here and get your drink order. And that's cool. A lot of places do not have, you know, like a bar in their buffet area. There's also a bar out back on the end of the ship at the end of the buffet. There's a little bit of an outdoor section. They also have an ocean view bar there. So 2 different places to come get your drinks during the buffet. So one thing I also really like here at the Ocean View Cafe is that they had this screen which just rotated their feature menu items for all during the ship. So like when you got on the ship on day 1, it would tell you, okay, on day 2 you're gonna have this, on day 4 you're gonna have this, and to make you really excited about what's coming on the buffet and that kind of thing. And I really like that idea. I like that a lot. I think that's neat. It's wonderful. And obviously a big fan of the buffet here on the ship. On deck 5, they're home to the Gelateria, where you get your choice between like 15 different types of gelato. Unfortunately, while it does look amazing, this is a extra cost kind of thing. So if you want a gelato, just get ready to pay for it. Like, I would love to have some raspberry gelato, but I don't really want to pay for it. It's also one of the big things for like if you're a returning cruiser. A lot of the returning cruise classes, you get like a free scoop of gelato or things like that. Deck 5 is also home to all of your emergency service craft, as well as a nice walking path. So if you wanted to sort of get away from people, you have a terrible view, but you could at least be private and, you know, walk and talk, that kind of thing. I think the view probably changes as you go along.
I do like the muster drill, unlike most ships.
Yeah, it was in the theater.
Inside, like in the casino and the theater. And
because if you look at these pathways, you could not have a muster drill out here. There's no way.
Unlike a lot of Carnival and a lot of like Disney.
We went on the Disney Magic.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of the
everything's
cruise lines
outside, and it's a good plus, especially in the summer, to be inside for your muster drill.
Yeah. Again, some of the design of the ship you can see there. And that is, you know, the boardwalk area on deck 5. Still on deck 5, and over there you got Sushi on 5, which is a 4-charge restaurant, which is a bit of the thing that's a real bummer to me is like I don't want to pay extra. I don't even like sushi. Like I don't do fish, but I like sake. I love sparkling sake, and I want to try some of their beers and stuff like that. But I would have to eat there and order like 4-course items to do so. So that's a bit of a bummer. And then over here is the very popular Cafe del Bacchio, their coffee bar, which you could get alcoholic coffees and things like that. But also for free, there's no cost to this. You could get these amazing looking cakes. Look at these cakes.
We had those raspberry.
Yeah, we had the raspberry chocolate ganache yesterday. It was amazing. Oh man, chocolate fudge cheesecake. They're fantastic looking cakes. Like these cakes look better than the ones on the buffet. So on deck 5, you have kind of the upcharge area of the ship. First of all, when you walk in, you go through this really cool piece of like 3D art.
And it definitely feels different. It feels
does.
like a whole new ship.
It does. It has a very different vibe. And I also like that all of your smiles and waves, all right. I also like that all of your upcharge restaurants are in one location. So that if you are not like we don't dine in the upcharge restaurants normally. Like we've done Palo on the Disney Dream, but we don't normally dine in upcharge restaurants. So over here you have Michael's Club for members only, which I believe is if you have to be like a certain level on Celebrity Cruise Line and you can get into your own private lounge area.
It feels very like the theme of a gentleman's club. But it's not a gentleman's club.
It's not that kind of gentleman's club.
But it has that theme.
Like old-timey, like gentleman's club. Not like, hey, here comes Tiffany on the main stage, gentleman's club. All right, you do have the Ensemble Lounge where they play a lot of trivia. They also have a really good drink selection. So they have a little bit more flavored liquors and things like that. So I could come in here and get something like Bacardi Big Apple, Bacardi Black Raz, Jack Honey that they don't have in other locations. And you could come in here, and these couches, guys, they are comfortable couches. Hey, there's people taking pictures over there, and that's one of their upcharge restaurants called Murano. Molly, is that the Italian one?
No, that's, yes.
Yes? Okay. You can tell that we don't really normally visit the upscale kind of stuff. But we have definitely been in this lounge before to have drinks and things like that. And come by and play trivia, which we were close, man. We missed trivia by one question. They have a whole,
That's impressive.
They have a whole bunch of WWE smash somebody over the head folding chairs for some reason.
I do have to say the trivia, it's really aimed more older.
It is
than
definitely
us.
Yeah.
Because their trivia,
like their music through the decades trivia.
yeah,
and
it
things
started
like
with 50s and 60s and 70s.
And
there
the
was
most
very
recent song was
few-
like 11 years ago.
Yeah, there was very few like 90s and 1000s.
2000s, Molly.
2000s.
There was no sonnets.
Yeah.
All right, so moving along, you get even more of the upscale restaurants towards the end of the ship. And there are some neat stuff, like a lot of this probably looks like it'll be fantastic. But again, it's not, they're all at high cost. So you have Silk Harvest, which is an Asian style restaurant. Their second Asian style, they have two different Asian upscale restaurants. This one's for hot food, there's another one for sushi. And they're all expensive. Like Silk Harvest, I think is like $35.
It's the cheapest of these.
And that's the cheapest out of any of them. Over here is Blue, which is a restaurant. If you stay in an aqua class, which is a certain level of stateroom, you get your own restaurant to eat, breakfast, lunch, and dinner in. And there's a private event going on over here in the Tuscan Grill, which has a really cool entrance. Molly doesn't care; she's going in anyway. But the entrance to this area is really neat. And I'm not going to go interrupt somebody's private event. I think somebody might be getting married. But the entrance is really cool. And if you're into specialty dining, again, this one I think is $50. But there we go. That is the specialty dining area on the Equinox. So one downside to the Celebrity Equinox, they have a pretty small, pretty old arcade. As a guy that likes arcade and arcade games, their selection of games, especially compared to other cruise ships, they are very, very dated with like House of the Dead 4 and Time Crisis 4, which I think came out in like 2005.
Just hold down the trigger.
They've got like a Nicktoons game that doesn't work. They don't have any prize redemption games, and a lot of older style games, and a lot of this stuff is very expensive. I love that they have air hockey. Air hockey's fun, but like a lot of these games, they're also way overpriced. Like this old Rambo game, it is $1.50 to play. Like the games are overpriced and very old. So one thing I would definitely say is not world class on this cruise ship is its arcade. On the top of the check, deck 16 is the sports court where they have a really, really nice basketball court. If you want to come up here and shoot some jumpers. I played a game yesterday where I'm not sure if it was my lack of athletic ability or I had too many drinks, but I lost in horse to a bunch of kids.
And you hit a guy in the head.
I hit a guy in the head, and out of 6 people, I came in 6th place. It was super embarrassing. But I like that they have activities like this, and so there we go. If you want to come up here and relax, shoot some jumpers. Also, amazing view from up top and front. On deck 15 is where they have their kids and teen club. So you have the X Club in here for teens. Obviously, we can't go in. I do like this. I think this is really nice. That they have a family and movie, which is sensory friendly to enjoy on C days from 12 to 2. I think that's a really cool idea. So your teen clubs for older kids.
They have Xbox. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, they don't look like great kids clubs. And then over here you have the Fun Factory for younger kids. Also, one thing on this cruise ship, we have seen almost no kids. I mean, there's 3,000 people on this ship, and maybe 50 of them are kids. I mean, this is a cruise line you do not see kids on. On the very top deck, deck 16 forward, is the Solstice Deck, which is a home to a bunch of comfy-looking loungers and daybed kind of things. I would say it's probably not the most relaxing area, as you are right next to the basketball hoop. But, better than not having anything up here, right? Update. The beds are really comfy. If you need a nap, it's a pretty good napping spot. So up here on deck 15 by the elevators, they have ping pong, and it's nice because ping pong is enclosed. It's not outside, so if you want to play ping pong, you can play ping pong and not have to worry about the wind messing you up. Also over here by the long club is the Whiskey House. So if you're a Johnny Walker guy, they do samplings and stuff like that. And if you want to go buy a nice single malt scotch, this is the place to do it. They have a different a shop on deck 4 that sells, you know, all kinds of liquors. But if you're a whiskey or a Johnny Walker guy, come up here. So one of my few gripes on this cruise ship is I guess at some point the Equinox went through a dry dock, but they did not update all the signage. So like if you go to deck 5, it says there's a bistro on 5 and a molecular bar. There is not. There is a Sushi on 5 restaurant and a world-class bar. So they went through all the money of building those restaurants, but they never updated the signage on the ship, and it has to be very confusing for some guests. So up here on deck 14 is the ship's main nightclub, the Sky Observation Lounge, home to the private disco last night, which was a lot of fun. There's going to be a game show in a little bit here, but a space that was closed for private events during most of our cruise, so I really can't tell you that much about it, but the silent disco was fantastic. So this is my favorite piece of weird art on the ship. It's a potato with legs as a sculpture. So you can see here the lights and the fountain by the pool. They're now doing the kind of thing with the color dancing, and it's weird because they're not synced to the music at all. They're just sort of synced on a different level, but it still makes the fountain really cool to watch. Alright guys, time to finish up the video here. We were in Stateroom 9137, which was a balcony cabin. I'm going to give you a little look into what the cabin is like. First of all, it's a very large cruise ship cabin. As not only do you have I would say a really big bed, right Molly?
It is.
Like, it's a very large bed. It does have the kind of thing where it is, it's two small beds they push together.
And it's rounded too, but it's not like Norwegian, where you feel like it's rounded. Like Norwegian, I feel it was shorter. Mm-hmm.
But you get, I mean, even in the covers, you could see like where the whole, and they're not tied on well. So like the beds could sort of separate from each other, and you could kind of fall in the hole. But that was fine. A big couch. Some of the time you get a tiny couch. It's a big couch. All along with the big couch is a big TV.
And it rotates.
Big TV. Not a great selection of things to watch on TV. You have like 6 free movies and then some other junk. My personal favorite thing, and I'm going to show you this, what you could do with your stateroom TV. First of all, you can order room service, and it's not by calling somebody. You order it on your TV, and they just deliver it to you.
Well, they call you and let you know how long it's going to be.
But my favorite thing, because I'm an idiot, is under on-demand programming. Nope, it would not be under pay-per-view. It'll be under free. And then you go to learn about the services on the ship. And then you go down to wash your hands. And your selection will begin shortly. And you might be thinking like, why do I want to watch a show about washing my hands? Why would this be on demand? Valid questions. Really valid questions. And it's this little cartoon with these people. And it just teaches you about washing your hands.
The importance of washing your hands.
Yep. It's my favorite thing ever. It's also really catchy.
I like how they play it before the mustard now.
I know, it's a Royal Caribbean thing too, so like you would hear this on Royal Caribbean ships.
But you can watch it at any point in time.
You can watch it on demand.
Celebrity.
Wash your hands. I'm not going to send you guys to the second verse, but you kind of get the idea. Big old closet. I would say I'm not sure if there's enough storage space
For a long cruise.
for a long cruise, especially if you have more than 2 people in the cabin, which I don't even think you're allowed to on these ships.
Not on this one.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of hangers.
You do. There's a lot of hangers in there. One cool thing is some of the cruise lines you have to pick your liquor up like on debarkation day from like a 1-hour window. Here on Celebrity, anytime after 3 o'clock on the last day, you got to pick it up, which was really nice. So during that that very hectic time tomorrow when you're trying to clean things up and get off the boat, we won't have to worry about that, which I think was really nice. Bathroom, pretty big for a cruise ship bathroom. One thing I liked that the doors, they had doors in the shower instead of a curtain that sticks to your butt. That's very nice. They also gave you like real soap and shampoo instead of some like mystery goo that came out of a container you can't get into on the wall. So that felt good. You know, big bathroom. Big bathroom here. Alright, let's finish up the cabin tour. Let's head on the balcony. Oh, there's that pasta. I'm going to eat in a little bit. My day is over. Gonna have a big bowl of pasta. Also, I like this. Like, they go full old school turn down service, and every time when you come home from the clubs or dinner or whatever, there's a little chocolate on your pillow. And that's just nice. Big old weird art on the wall, I guess. Then over here you have your balcony. You step on up. And the balcony, a pretty big balcony.
Yeah, I like the chairs.
Yeah, it's nice because the chairs recline.
You can take a nap.
Exactly, you can take a nap, you can get some sun, that kind of thing. We're not big balcony people. Like, there's some people that say, like, oh, you have to have a balcony on every cruise. Or
Yeah, or once you have a balcony, you can never go back.
Not really. Like, we were out here. The only thing we did on the balcony, we enjoyed a couple of drinks out on the balcony. And that was about it.
I think if it was a longer one, we would have ordered breakfast one of these days
Yeah.
and had it out here.
Which you do through your room service monitor. And
One thing about breakfast, though, you have to order it
the night before. Like, I woke up kind of hungover yesterday or this morning, and I'm like, I really like somebody to bring me some like bacon and milk, and that was not an option. I had to go get my own bacon and milk. And that'll pretty much do it for our time here on the Celebrity Equinox. And I enjoyed it. I had fun. Let's see, highlights. Obviously, I enjoyed the beverage plan as I'm a drinker. I liked that they had a lot of fun bars or bars with fun drinks, like the gastro bar, the slush, the Martini Bar. All those would be highlights for me, along with the buffet. The buffet I thought was top notch, best buffet I've seen on a cruise ship, and late night food also very good. Some of the drawbacks, their activity lineup during the day there was not a whole lot to do here.
In our age range.
Or in any, unless you wanted to go to the spa or the casino.
Yeah, they had a lot of like meditation and how to look 10 years younger and how to fix back pain and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess. Shows, I liked the shows on 2 out of 3 nights. Tonight's show was just 2 dudes singing. It was really not too interesting. So I like that. One thing that kind of pissed me off is that we're on a cruise that is a partial charter, but it is a partial charter by Celebrity Cruise Lines themselves. So they brought out, before the production show last night, they said, hey, we have this thing going on the ship where we have all these captains from all these different cruise lines. So there were parts of the ship that I could not go and enjoy, like the Sky Lounge, all day, every day, because they had this celebrity captains event. And to me, that is just messed up and terrible guest service. It's like if you were to go to the Magic Kingdom and they say, oh no, you can't ride the Pirates of the Caribbean today because we just are letting the bosses ride. You could ride after 10 p.m. on night 3. Like that, it's such bad customer service.
And it's not like one thing. Like, there was a wedding today on Sunday.
Exactly. If you want,
and that's fine.
Exactly.
But then there was also the wedding had the club, and the officer had the solarium, and then the officers also had the sky.
The thing is, I don't care about the wedding, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
There's 3 different things, and you should not have something that all 3. It should be for the wedding and only the wedding.
Yeah.
The day before, fine, close something, whatever. But not on the same day that you have a wedding and closing stuff.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying there. But overall, I really enjoyed it. You might see some critiques in there. But overall, I had a blast. Going into Celebrity, we're younger people. I'm 32, and Molly is a couple years younger than that. I'm not going to say how many years, but I will say it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Molly.
Thanks.
So I was afraid that it was going to be all old people, and I would not have fun, and I would feel completely out of place. And when I would be bubbling around drunk, I'd just be pissing off Agnes and Elmer. was not the case. There were actually a considerable amount of younger people here. Now, we were on a 3-night cruise, which is not something Celebrity normally does. But I had fun. I had a blast. I would totally go back on Celebrity. And that's about it. Molly, do you have any thoughts that I didn't mention in there in that kind of...
Besides, the only other disappointment was the food in the main dining room.
Yeah.
It looked amazing in all the pictures and photos.
And I mean, the food looked great in person.
Yeah, in person. But then whenever you tasted it, it was like mediocre.
It really was. And I'm curious if they... Because they have so many different restaurants for so many different levels. In both like a for-cost and a not-for-cost. So if you're a suite guest, you have a different restaurant. If you're an aqua class guest, you have a different restaurant. And then there's a couple of upcharge restaurants. So, like, to me, like, they have to sort of make their main dining room food crappier to make people want to do that upcharge kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Which is not great, but it is what it is. But I agree. It was, I would still say it was about, it was better than Carnival's food.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Better than Carnival's food, probably better than Norwegian's food, but not to the level of Royal Caribbean or the Disney Cruise Lines.
But the buffet. That was a good buffet.
Yeah, but...
I love the options because one thing, it's for everyone's taste.
Oh, yeah. Mexican area, Asian area, Indian area. Like, the buffet it's a wonderland.
Yeah.
And so it's the kind of thing, like, everyone asks us, like, hey, you guys go on all these different cruise lines, why don't you just go on one to, build up your status and get a free cupcake or whatever kind of hot garbage they deliver for people with status. It's just because I want to experience and I want to do all these different things, like... I don't want to just go to Disney World. I want to go to Universal, and I want to go to Fun Spot and Six Flags and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's just how we are. And this is our first time on Celebrity. I don't think it'll be our last time on Celebrity.
No.
But it was a great time. If you guys have any questions or comments about the Celebrity Equinox, let us know in the comment section below. We'll do our best to get back to you if we know the answer. If we don't know the answer, I'll just say I don't know the answer. But thank you very much for watching this video. If it wasn't for people like you watching this video, we wouldn't be able to go on the cruise ship like this. So, thank you so much for doing that. Hope you enjoyed the tour, and we'll see you all next time.
Pasta.